right, just a little bit of exploration on the high end of third position here with the track in the key of A major. And I'm titling this whole, live feed creative problem solving. Well, I didn't call it that actually. I called it, applying what you already know. But it comes down to often this being creative with your approach and your awareness to what's happening and what you're trying to really do. So let me just talk about this quickly. I've got a class today, so I've got to jump pretty soon, but the class is what jogged to this thought. The class is all about the upper register and playing the high end. So, one thing that was happening for me as I was working on the class was I was struggling to consider how I was really applying hole 10 in third position. So that's where this all started. I was like, I want to make sure that I've got something to say with all the holes. I mean, it's not that I've never used it. It's just that I wasn't, when it came down to really analyzing how am I using it, and that's what I was playing with, is this riff in third on a G harmonica, like this. So part of what I mean by applying what you already know and how this whole thing got stuck in my head was I was thinking like, well, just look at a note chart, Ronnie. Think about what the note is and how you might be using that already on the bottom. So the note was the G on 10, 4 blow, same note. And I thought, well, what's available? Blow, full step bend, draw, 4 blow, 3 half step bend, 3 full step bend. And I started thinking, well, are you using that as something on the bottom? And what could it be if you're not? And I came up with leading me to the root note 1 draw. And then I realized that that's right in front of me. 10 blow bend, 10 draw, 9 draw, 8 draw. So my point is this. You've got to start applying what you already know. Think about what you're already doing in the world of playing cross harp on the bottom and see what's available. It'll be very limited up top. You'll find out quickly that there's a lot of notes that are just not available without some very advanced techniques like overdrawing. So then you look at your other positions and you think, what is available and why am I not taking advantage of all these notes? So my advice is to become aware. And part of that, applying what you already know, comes down to recording yourself often to figure out what is already in muscle memory, what's coming up, and can you replicate this in all of the registers with the technique that you have today. It's not that I'm discouraging you to don't use an overblow or an overdraw. Absolutely use them if you've got them. But for those that don't have that, my point is simply use what you got. Be creative, become aware, and really start thinking about, again, that bottom end of the harmonica that you're more familiar with. How can you apply that up top? So in this class today, upper register playing that I've been talking about this week, I started thinking about things outside of the notes that I included to the class. This class starts in an hour from now. And if you want to learn more about it, just go to harmonica123.com and look at the homepage. It's right at the top. So I started thinking outside of the notes, well, what else can people be doing? So some of the things I'll be sharing in class are learn the introduction to Walter's Boogie. We were talking about that roll the other day. So that's a nice walk down in second position. You can learn that. Learn the upper register bass line, like a walking bass line. There's 2 variations that are right in front of your face. And this one. The traditional walking bass line. Learn that. And really make a commitment, perhaps, if you're trying to get into this whole upper end playing, just to segue into that for a minute. Just extract as much technique as you can, starting with the fundamentals first. The fundamentals being, can you get a clean note perfectly? a nice, beautiful, clean note with volume each and every time, where the notes are not sticking on you and not seizing up or squealing or doing something weird. That's part of what we're problem solving today in class. But after you've done that, and you can do things like, and you can just play and they're coming out. Of course, blow bending is the next logical step, and octaves up top. And that's where you can really squeeze the most out of extracting the emotion. Right on, a wet day in Wales. Well, that's probably fairly common. Thanks for joining today. So once you get the tools, the actual skills together, like the tools being the things that you can use to express yourself, like these blow bends and octaves and clean notes for melody playing, then you can work on saying something with it. You know, you can build more memory or muscle memory with your riffs. You can learn melodies up top, which we'll do a little bit today with Amazing Grace. I mean, but here's another huge tip though, back to the original topic. Get a chart. Here's one thing that this dude right here never did, and I sure wish I had done it. I never did this. I'm telling you, this is coming from a guy who's very right-brained. I don't think in terms, I'm not very analytical always in the left side of my brain in this scientific mathematical department. I am very analytical in other ways. But my point is this. Like, I never sat down and really committed, not memorized the notes available necessarily on the diatonic chart, but memorize where the sounds are, the replication of all the individual notes. And that starts by looking at the thing more often and just saying, you know, that 10, 9, and 8 is the same as 6, 5, and 4, the draws. Well, that's really valuable information when you're trying to replicate ideas that you've learned in the middle or bottom portion. So holes 7 through 10 are tricky, but they're not that tricky. It's like anything. Once you get the hang of it, you'll wonder why you didn't go up there more often. So become aware, record yourself a ton, guys, and really get comfortable playing. Don't, as Adam Gusso said to me in an email, when I shot out the class idea of what I was going to do, and started pitching this idea of really calling it holes 6 through 10, which is kind of odd because it's 7 through 10 is the upper register, but there's a reason why I threw the 6 in there. But he wrote back to me and he said, hey man, that's a great class. And one line that he said was, it's too much real estate to give up. And he's totally right. You know, if you're not utilizing that, you're giving that up. It's somewhere you could be exploring and using to really bring your playing to a much higher level. These high notes that often people are like, those are sharp and they're piercing and they're ugly. Yeah, they can be, but there's so many great players. Look what Sugar Blue does with it. Guys like Sugar Blue or John Popper or Charlie Musselwhite, Paul DeLay. There's a lot of creative, outside of first position. There's tons of blues cats using first position up there with a lot of blow and blow bending. This style. But I'm talking about second, third, and beyond that are really utilizing it in a way that makes them stand out from the crowd because a lot of people are not using it. And these octaves and stuff, you know, here's another, just one last tip to think about your high-end playing. We'll do this in class too. Isolate the chord root notes, you know, isolate your root notes by chord, 1, 4, and 5. And learn them on the top for first, second, and third. They're right there in front of you. And just play along and get familiar with all the root notes up top. So there's a suggestion. If you're wanting this, but you're not going to join the class today, you know, here's another suggestion. Check out Blind Wind. These are good friends of mine. And Cole Moran is a phenomenal harmonica player. He's a young harmonica player. And he utilizes the entire range of the harmonica in the style of folk and bluegrass and, you know, country blues style, all sorts of different music, but that's kind of their focus. And listen to what they're doing. Just because I'm a blues guy doesn't mean I'm not pulling in these ideas from other places. So, third position. there's so many simple ideas. You know, my playing is not prolific on the high end by any stretch. I'm not anywhere near the level of what some people are doing on the high end of the harmonica, but one thing I do have is a confidence up there to play what I know and play it with as much gusto as I would on the bottom end of the harmonica or the middle. So that's what I'm thinking about today. I'm really on here mainly because I wanted to show this idea of, you know, use what you already know. Don't waste that information. Apply it across the board and start seeking out where all of these ideas you've learned might lay out in other positions. And I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and I hope everyone's healthy and keeping their music going. I'm going to be doing these online classes through my Zoom webinar platform. Who knows? Maybe till the day I die. I don't know how long it'll go on, but I don't plan on stopping. And I got some great ideas coming down the road, and some wonderful featured artists that are going to join me, like Peter Madcat Ruth down the road. I hope to reach out to like Billy Branch and see if he'd be cool to jump on. Hey Ken, cool, thanks. I'll see you. The class starts in an hour. Doors open at 10:50 Central. Yeah, so there's great things coming in this platform. I'm absolutely loving, you know, let me see if I'm on Wi-Fi. Yeah, I am. Sorry about that. I'm absolutely loving the Zoom platform because it works for everyone. It seems to be friendly for all the different devices, and it's just the quality of the recordings after. I'm using my phone right here for what it's worth, but like the quality of the recordings come out so nice. The audio's good. Here's the mic that I'm using. You can't really see it. I guess I can just tell you that it's a whoops, this is about to come off. If you want a good USB microphone because you are going to be recording audio, what is going on here? Okay, let's just leave this thing back where it was. If you want to get a good microphone let me tell you why you might want it for your computer, for your laptop, is you might find that like you want to record audio so you can capture yourself during practice sessions. You want to record a video and post it to YouTube. You want to do a Zoom call or a Skype call. The microphone interfaces through USB for all of these things. The one I use is the Samson G-Track Pro. It's heavy as crap. It's like the heaviest microphone I've ever seen. Again, I'm not using it right now, but I use it in pretty much all the other videos that you see that say Zoom where I'm streaming, or anything that's pre-recorded, uploaded. It's usually with that mic. But there's more affordable ones you can grab, like the Yeti Nano. The Blue Yeti Nano, about $100 is, I think, for the money, the best mic you can buy for your computer for the money. All right, let's leave with some other position work up top. Like first position. Second. I think the coolest thing about utilizing the high end, final thoughts on the high end of the harmonica, one of the best parts is that because it's so high pitched, it makes a real statement. Like, for example, these blow bends in any position, especially first though. If you're at a gig and you're like, I can't hear myself, or what I'm playing is not coming through, go to the high end of the harmonica. You'll be heard. You don't even need to be directly on the mic. You can almost play that totally acoustic with a full band and be heard if you've got the right technique. It's a super emotional part of the harmonica that really creates a lot of tension. So my message to you is just keep listening to it, relax, get the notes to sound clear, and then move. My chair is creaking. Hopefully that came through as a chair creak. And use these notes. Don't be afraid to go there. That's my, there's great players like Jason Ricci is a wonderful high-end player. He utilizes these notes so well in a context, emotional context, building tension. Sugar Blue, I mentioned him, but also Charlie's got some great ones, and I'd like to consider following up this online class that I'm doing today with an application of this knowledge by studying some of the great recordings we have from these types of players and dissecting some of these ideas and practicing them together. So that's what I got. I got to jump to finish preparing for this class. It's starting in about an hour from right now. So if you want to learn about that and you want something to do today, go to harmonica123.com, head to the homepage, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Make it a great day.